Welcome back. More from the Champions League now. And Arsenal defender Thomas Vermaelen has blamed a lack of goals, while assistant manager Steve Bold says the Gunners are lacking confidence after a shock 2-0 home defeat to Schalke in that Champions League group stage. It was Arsenal's first European defeat at their own ground by a non-English club since 2003, would you believe? The match fairly even in terms of possession and scoring chances, but it was the German side that were more ruthless in front of goal. Klaus-Jan Huntelaar putting Schalke ahead a quarter of an hour from the end and following it up with another strike from Ibrahim Afellay. Elsewhere, Milan's miserable season continued when they were beaten 1-0 by Malaga. Paris Saint-Germain were impressive 2-0 winners away to Dinamo Zagreb. Zlatan Ibrahimovic among the scorers there, and French champions Montpellier lost 2-1 at home to Olympiacos. So a few curious results. We're at the halfway point of this season's Champions League group stage. A great time to sum up how the 32 clubs are getting on. And to help me do that, I'm joined from Munich by German sports journalist Mark Lovell, who's via Skype now. Mark, let's start with Germany, because what great results for all three of their teams this week.
Well, good evening, Alex. Yeah, of course, last night we had Bayern Munich. We saw off Lille 1-0, and tonight a double shock, perhaps. We had Schalke winning in London. They beat the Gunners, Arsenal 2-0, and Borussia Dortmund 2-1 home winners against Real Madrid. So a tremendous run of success for the Bundesliga sides.
Were you as surprised as an expert as the rest of us at, say, Schalke winning?
Well, Schalke, you know, they've been playing decent football under their Dutch coach, Huub Stevens, and Arsenal were there for the taking, you had to think, after their poor result in the Premier League against Norwich at the weekend. And Schalke had a tremendous win in the local derby against Borussia Dortmund, which gave them a real push and a real impetus going into their trip to London, and they really deserved their win tonight. And Arsenal struggled to get anything going on the night, and had just have one shot in the last minute, and Schalke dominated from the off and deserved the 3 points.
A great scout for Dortmund to beat Real Madrid on home soil. But a word about Bayern. I was in Munich when they lost to Chelsea in the final last season. You know, the whole city just went quiet, it seemed. But they've really bounced back in style this season, haven't they?
Absolutely. They've started the Bundesliga house on fire, 8 wins out of 8 games, unstoppable, already 12 points ahead of Dortmund in the league. They've added to the squad with this 40 million euro signing of Javier Martinez from Bilbao. So they are strong. Only one defeat in the Champions League against Bate Borisov, which was a shock at the time, but they picked up a useful win last night against Lille, and that group that they're in, they're locked on 6 points with Valencia and the Bate Borisov side already mentioned. So it's all going Bayern's way. It's just, for me, whether their defence can hold up over the long haul.
And I guess if we had to look at other groups, Barcelona and Manchester United with 100% records as well are looking strong as always.
Well, it was interesting last night. Barcelona finally saw off for the gallant fight from Celtic in the last seconds of the game. A really battling performance from the Scottish side, and Manchester United left themselves an uphill battle, 2-0 down against Sporting Braga, but showed their class and European experience to battle back to a 3-2 win, and puts them in pole position in the group.
Exactly. Football expert Mark Lovell, live from Germany. Thank you so much for joining us on CNN's World Sport. Now, we've talked a lot about the mild irony that Group D is the so-called group of death in this season's Champions League. It could be